Hello students, this lecture is about web service. You can check your background knowledge using these questions. Do you know what is a website, a static website? Do you know what is a dynamic website? Do you know what is a web application? And finally, do you know what is a web service? Okay, let's start from the easiest. What is a static website? Here is an example of a static website. It is my personal page showing my picture, my profession, some information about my work, research interests, teaching, publications, students, and so on. Static websites contain information that is static. In other words, the information is not customized or represented in any different ways depending on the user. So all the users get the same information delivered to them in the same way. From my static website, there is a link to my Twitter account. Twitter is an example of a dynamic website. It means that the information that is shown to the user is tailor-made for a particular user. In this website, the content that we see here is tailored to my particular user account. No one else is seeing the same content on this website. So the entire site contents are made dynamically on the server side. This dynamic website shows information regarding my tweets, the people I follow, the followers I have, the likes I have received, and then it shows a set of tweets. For example, on August 16th, I have tweeted that I spent an entire day creating video lectures. If I scroll down, I get more content from this dynamic website. You can see. This page shows a web application used here at the University of Oulu. It says työntekijän työnpöytä, which means employer's work desk. Basically, this is a web application where I can do some administration regarding my job. For example, travel administration. I can do travel bills, I can do travel requests. All sorts of other information is here. I can change my personal profile, for example, my phone number, my home address, the bank account where I receive the salary, and so on. And I can even, resign from my job using this web application. There are many types of web applications. Some of the most popular ones are web email and retail sites such as Amazon, from where you can buy almost anything. Some of you could be wondering, what then is the difference between a dynamic website and a web application? In practice, this boundary is not very clear. We could say that in the web application, user can perform tasks that are useful to him. Whereas with the dynamic websites, you are usually just consuming the information that is given to you. Of course, in this respect, my example of saying that Twitter is an example of dynamic website would be partially incorrect, as also in Twitter the user can perform tasks such as post tweets or like tweets or follow people. So, in the purest sense of definition, Twitter would not be a dynamic website, but rather a web application. So, the boundary between a dynamic website and a web application is somewhat unclear. Strictly speaking, dynamic website would only create the content on the server side, and it would immediately turn into web application if the user interaction is somehow taken into account. Okay, enough about the fuzzy line between a dynamic website and a web application. Let's look in to see what a web service is. According to this definition, web applications, which were originally conceived to allow the user-to-system dialogue, are extended with web services which enable system-to-system interaction. So the key here is that when we talk about web applications, we talk about user-to-system dialogue. When we talk about web services, we don't talk about system-to-system interactions. So web services are from machine to machine or from a software to software interactions, and the user is not a part of these interactions. In the next video clip will show you examples of web services that are used in this course in the exercises.